Here is what Revelation 20 verse 12 says about how the dead are judged. So in this verse, John describes seeing all the dead, great and small, standing before God's throne. It's like this massive scene where everyone is brought back to life to face judgment. Now, what are they judged by? It says that books were opened and then another book was opened, which is the book of life. So there are two sets of books here. The first set of books contains records of everything people have done, their actions, their deeds, all the choices they made in life. These books show what kind of life each person lived. But then there's the book of life. This one's different. It's the book that records the names of those who belong to God, those who have accepted His salvation. So the dead are judged based on what's written in these books, their deeds, and whether their names are in the book of life. If their names are in the book of life, it means they've been faithful, they've accepted God's gift of salvation, and they're spared from the second death. But if their names aren't in that book, it's a different story. They face the lake of fire. So to keep it simple, the dead are judged by what they've done in their lives and whether their names are written in the book of life. It's a moment that shows how God balances justice with mercy. So we talked about how the dead are judged by their deeds and whether their names are in the book of life. Now let's dig a little deeper into what this means. Imagine this. You're standing before God's throne, and these books are opened. Everything you've done in your life, all the choices you made, good and bad, are laid out. It's like a full record of your life. But here's the thing, God isn't just looking to punish. He's looking for whether you chose to follow Him, to accept His love and salvation. That's what the book of life is about. If your name is in the book of life, it's because you accepted God's grace. It's like your name being written down as someone who belongs to God. This book is what really matters in the end. It's not about being perfect. It's about having a relationship with God, about accepting what Jesus did for you. But what happens if your name isn't in that book? That's where things get serious. Revelation 20 talks about the lake of fire, which is the second death. It's not just a physical death, but a spiritual one, a separation from God forever. And that's what happens to those whose names aren't in the book of life. So these two books, one that records your deeds and one that shows if you belong to God, determine your final destiny. It's a sobering thought, but also a reminder of how important it is to make the right choices now, to live a life that reflects God's love and to accept His gift of salvation. In the end, it's not just about what you did, but about who you are in God's eyes. That's what these books reveal.